everyone, it's Kat over here with Confessions of the Perfect Mom. Today we are going to talk about French toast. Now not only are we talking about French toast, it is gluten-free and dairy-free French toast. French toast is something that my family loves. We eat it several times a month, and since we went gluten-free, it was kind of hard to find like a really great recipe for it or a really great bread for it. So we finally have mastered gluten-free French toast, and it looks absolutely amazing. So I'm so excited to share this with you. Before we get started, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss anything coming up. We have all kinds of stuff coming up for more gluten-free, dairy-free cooking in your kitchen. We have stuff about parenting. We have amazing product reviews that are coming. But you'll miss it all if you don't subscribe. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss any. And now let's go ahead and I'm going to show you and walk through exactly how you make this amazing gluten-free, dairy-free French toast. Okay, so for this amazing gluten-free, dairy-free French toast, you just need a few little items. You're going to need the bread that you use. We like the Ener-G gluten-free Texas toast because one, it's cut really thick, two, it's already gluten-free and dairy-free, which makes it really easy. But honestly, we actually really like it because it's a really stiff bread, which works out really nicely in your French toast, because your French toast, you're going to want a stiffer bread to start with, so it lends really, really nicely. So that's the one that we use. You can use any gluten-free bread. You're going to need salt. You're going to need cinnamon, some nutmeg, and a little bit of vanilla. So because gluten-free bread tastes, anyone who's had to eat gluten-free understands. You really need to make sure that egg mixture that you're using has a lot of flavor. And that's why you're going to add in the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and the vanilla. It really will make a big difference in how your French toast comes out. Okay, so, and of course, eggs. You need to have eggs. So for this recipe, it takes about 3/4 of an egg for each piece of French toast. Now with regular French toast, you really have to be careful about not over egging your bread. Fortunately, for gluten-free French toast, that is not a problem. In fact, you actually want a little bit more egg on your French toast than you do for traditional French toast, because it's going to soften it up a little bit. It's really going to absorb all of those flavors that you're putting into the egg mixture. So it's really going to help. It's really going to help out quite a bit by using a little bit more egg than you normally would. So for this, I am using 7 eggs. And again, it's because I'm going to cook that whole loaf. We're a family of 6, so when I cook things, we cook things big. So if you're not going to use the whole loaf, like I said, it's about 3/4 of an egg per piece of French toast. Okay, so we have that. You're going to use just a sprinkle of salt. You really don't want it to be salty, but the salt will definitely help bring out some of the other flavors. Okay, so we tend to go a little bit heavier on the cinnamon than other people just because we really like cinnamon. So you're going to use about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon in this. And you want equal parts of nutmeg. So again, you're looking at, a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons, somewhere in there on your nutmeg. And then we need just a tiny bit of vanilla. You don't really need a whole lot. So you're looking at maybe, half a teaspoon. My kids always make fun of me because, it's a splash of this and, 2 dashes of that, but that's how I cook. So, again, I'll put I'll put the amounts and everything in the description down below. Now, if you noticed, since we are dairy-free in my house, I'm not going to put any heavy cream or milk into this. It's just going to be straight egg. One, because I haven't found any plant milks that I actually really like in this. Also, you notice, unlike traditional French toast, I'm not putting any sugar in this mixture, and that's because the gluten-free bread I have found tends to have a lot more sugar in it than just like regular bread, and so it's already quite a bit sweeter. So you don't need to add any extra sugar. So you want to get everything really well mixed up. You don't want any like chunks of egg yolk. You don't want any super big chunks of cinnamon or vanilla in this. So you want to make sure that it gets mixed fairly well. And then I'm going to do this on my griddle as opposed to the stove, because, well, again, when you cook for 6, you need to have maximum capacity as possible. And my griddle allows me to cook more than one piece of French toast at a time. So, all good things. So move this just over here. Okay, so, just like with traditional French toast, you want to dip it. But again, because you're not having to worry about over-egging, you're going to want to dip a little bit heavier than you would for traditional. So you really want to make sure it's well coated. The gluten-free bread will need a moment or two to soak things up because, again, it is very dense, it is very hard. Can you hear it sizzle? So we're just going to go ahead and start putting them on. I think this griddle takes like 6 or 8 pieces at a time. So I really, really hope you guys can hear the sizzle of this because it sounds so cool when you put it on. And that's how you know your griddle is going to be hot enough. Now, if you're not using the whole loaf of bread, make sure that you're not dipping your fingers in your egg mixture and then touching, your bread that you're not using. I'm just doing it because, again, we're going to cook up the whole loaf for my family because, well, it's going to go fast. Okay. I think this is going to be the last piece it's going to let me fit on here. So, again, mine fit 6 at a time, which is nice when you have a big family. Okay. Set that there. We're going to wipe off my hands. And we're going to let those sit just for like a minute or two because you want it to be cooked all the way. So, and you'll know that it's time to flip because they will actually like be fairly easy to pop off the griddle. Like they tend to like unstick themselves. So, there we go. There's that first one. Oh, it's so pretty. Can you guys see? I really wish like you were able to be here like at my house because it smells so good. That cinnamon, that vanilla, the little bit of nutmeg on there, like it really does smell wonderful. And then because we didn't put any additional sugars in this, if you wanted to top these with powdered sugar, it looks really, really pretty. Okay. These ones are all just needing another moment. Again, you don't want to flip too soon for a couple of reasons. One being that you'll end up with a mess on your griddle that is no fun to scrub off. Like, let's be honest, no one wants to sit and scrub the stuff, so just kind of, if you're sliding your spatula under and it doesn't like pop up super, super easy, then it's probably not ready yet. Okay. See that one? That one wasn't quite ready. It stuck a little bit. Bummer. Oh well, it won't affect the taste of it at all. So, you don't have to worry. Other than your cleanup of it later, it's not going to make that big of a deal. And that is how simple it is to make the gluten-free, dairy-free French toast. My kids, even my husband, ask for this all of the time because it's super easy, it's super quick, and everybody loves French toast. Put a little maple syrup on this. We use sugar-free maple syrup, but you can use, whatever kind you're wanting. See how easy that one popped up? And it is just Beautiful. Look at that piece of French toast. Isn't that gorgeous? And again, the smells are absolutely amazing. Oh man. You know, there is something about comfort breakfast food that is absolutely to die for, that we just love having. I'm trying to like do this where you can also see it as it's, whew, I almost dropped that one, where you can also see it as I'm pulling it off, so you can see just how pretty this looks. I mean, it looks and smells and tastes just like regular French toast. Like, no one is going to see a difference in how beautiful that all is. So I hope you enjoyed this. Make a comment down below. How do you guys like your French toast, or what do you pair with it? Do you do a full big brunch situation where you have eggs and bacon and everything to go with it? Do you keep it simple with just the French toast? Let me know down below. Also, make sure you are subscribing to my channel. That way you don't miss anything else coming up. We're getting ready to start Taco Tuesdays. So every Tuesday we have a new taco recipe, because here in the Southwest, tacos are a big deal. So if you subscribe, you won't miss any of that. So thank you guys so much, and we will talk to you soon.